Let's go right now to John Nelson. He was a passenger on the plane. John, thank you so much for being with us. We're so glad you're okay. I mean, who would have known that you were in a plane crash a few hours ago? It's unbelievable. You have video that you recorded. We've been watching. Tell us when you first realized something was the matter.
Yeah, it was a typical flight from Minneapolis to Toronto. And we were coming in, and I did notice that the winds were super gusty. The snow had kind of blown over the runways. And so coming in, it was routine, but like it was noticeable that the runways were kind of in a weird condition. And when we hit, it was just a super hard, like I hit the ground and the plane went sideways. And I believe we skidded like on our side and then flipped over on our back where we ended up. There was like a big fireball out this left side of the plane. And when we got finished, I was upside down. Everybody else was there as well. Thankfully, everybody was okay. But we tried to get out of there as quickly as possible. And then shortly thereafter, I got done filming the video. There was another explosion, but luckily the firefighters got out of there.
They were there quickly, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So where were you seated in the plane?
I was in like row 10 of the plane, so just front of the wing.
And did you see the wing come off?
No, by that point we were being tossed around. I was just trying to hold on to everything at that point.
And how did you get yourself out of your seatbelt? And did everyone stay in their seatbelts that you could tell? Was everyone hanging upside down? Had anyone slipped out of their seatbelts?
Yeah, I mean, it was mass chaos. I was upside down. The lady next to me was upside down. We kind of let ourselves go and fell to hit the ceiling, which is surreal feeling. And then everybody was just like, get out, get out, get out. We could smell like jet fuel. Even now I smell like jet fuel. And then we just crawled out the back of the airplane. The firefighters, the EMTs were there right away.
Was anyone injured? I mean, what did you see? We know there were some injuries. What was it like?
Chaos. There was injuries. There was hurt individuals. Yeah, I mean, it's just all the emotional roller coaster that you go through, but things you hope you don't see again, right?
How are you feeling?
Stressed, nervous, shaky still.
Sorry, John, you cut out for just a second. I was asking you how you felt, and you'd said that you're feeling really shaky. And we can pick that up from you. You must be very stressed from this.
Yeah, a lot of stress. It's amazing that we're still here. So hope to not do that again.
And it really is amazing. And that's what experts have been telling us. When you landed with the hard landing and went to the side and then the plane was upside down, did that all happen very quickly? And what did that physically feel like for you as you were being tossed around?
Yeah, I mean, it's, it happens so quickly, right? There's this like giant like pop crack, it's this like super loud bang kind of thing happens. And then everything just goes literally sideways. And it happens so fast that I just remember like kind of pulling myself in and trying not to hit my head against anything. And luckily our flight attendants and everything were helpful for us. So they are signaling me that I do need to move on, but is there anything else?
Just really quickly, do you know why the plane flipped? Do you know did it feel like it dipped one way or the other with the wing?
I don't know. I'm no expert on that one. I will let them figure it out. It feels like snow, wind, hard landing, all of it together.
And have you talked to your family? Are you going to see them?
I'll see them hopefully tomorrow.
Oh, John, that's not soon enough, but I'm so glad you're going to see them. I'm so glad that you're with us. And thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I do want to bring in now Aaron Murphy. He's a commercial pilot, a flight instructor, and he's with us tonight. Hear some of what John was saying there in that interview. Were you able to hear that?
I heard John's words loud and clear, and there's nothing quite as harrowing as listening to someone's first account of a situation such as this, where you've walked away from something that you were probably sure it was the end. And I'm so happy that so many people walked away from this one. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And I know you say that this was a completely routine flight until the very final seconds before landing. It seems like that's what we've heard, maybe kind of gusty. We heard that from John. Another passenger said he felt like it was very normal. Can you talk to us, though, about what wind conditions were like and what pilots would have been dealing with as they were landing here?
Absolutely, Brianna. Cut me off if you need to. I tend to drone on a little bit about these things. This is an environmental factors accident today, which will also have layers of human factors and procedure and training. Every single accident has those three things in them always. Very demanding, very challenging conditions today at the Pearson Airport. We had winds from the numbers that I saw around the time of the arrival, 270 at 25, gusting to 40 to 35. I wouldn't be surprised if there were a few gusts that got in there over 45, maybe even 50 knots, just at the time when the RJ was touching down, which would be that very critical moment in the phase of flight for sure.
And so the snow component, with the snow over the runways, and it was even visible to passengers, what kind of difficulty does that pose?
The Pearson equipment, the snow removal equipment at Pearson would have been out probably for 4 days straight, because we've had something like I think we've had 25 to 30 inches or more of snow. That doesn't sound like a lot of snow for a lot of people, in other places in North America, but those equipment operators would have been going around and around the runways, trying to make those runways as safe as possible. And I would expect that in the very last seconds of landing, there could have been a strong gust, which would have brought quite a bit of blowing snow across the runway, possibly limiting the pilot's view of the runway while they were landing in the very final seconds of touchdown, maybe the last 20 or even 10 seconds. So environmental factors are playing a large role in this one for sure.
Yeah, and their reports to investigators will be critical to see certainly what they experienced. Aaron Murphy, thank you so much. We really appreciate your insights.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad everybody's okay.
We are all so glad.